Happy Monday morning, my winners. This is John with Break the Board. Hope you guys had a phenomenal weekend. Lots going on in the sports world coming off the NBA draft. Florida with an absolute explosion yesterday, 24-4 over LSU in the College World Series. That after the late extra inning home run by LSU. So that is tied 1-1. Final game will be decided tonight. Right now, LSU minus 148, comeback plus was 116 with Florida. That's telling me LSU is going to throw the ace out there that's thrown 247 pitches since June 17th, which is a little scary to see how he's going to be able to react to that. Obviously, he's a horse. But look, having the higher seed as the dog here coming off 24 runs, I can make a case for Florida and a lean there, but hey, we had the Angels Saturday. They scored 25, wheel back with them Sunday, and they lose 4-3. So, always hard to see how's a team going to respond after they score a boatload of runs like that. So we'll see. Think the Believe Network, also Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use promo code BELIEVE. That's capital BLEAV. BELIEVE for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. So very short card today in MLB. We got 6 games on the slate. First one's going to kick off here, 7:05 Eastern time. Cincinnati Reds, after that big 12-game winning streak they had, they dropped the last 2 against the Braves. 9-5-7, the Reds will be at 9-5-8, the Baltimore Orioles, who struggled to get over the hump against the Mariners. Reds will send Brandon Williamson to the hill. The southpaw, another southpaw, get the call for the Orioles. Cole Irvin, who hasn't pitched well. Williamson 1-0 with a 5.40 ERA, 1.39 WHIP. He's averaging about 5 1/3 innings pitched. Irvin will get the call for the Orioles, 1-3 with a 7.71 ERA, 3 1/3 innings pitched. You're over under 9.5, juiced minus 115 to the over. Orioles minus 135 plus 115 is the comeback on the Reds. So the Reds, after that winning streak, during that winning streak, they got up to 2 minus 240, which you can't lay that with the team. I don't care how hot they are. Now, coming back to life, now they switch back to the role of the dog. Reds 4-0 in their last 4 Monday games. The over 4-1 the last 5 meetings in Baltimore. The Reds have lost their last 4 times that they've been in Baltimore, and they're 3-7 the last 10 meetings against each other. Reds hold the number 8 offense in Major League Baseball. The Baltimore Orioles hold the number 10th ranked offense, 15th ranked defense for the Orioles, but 27th for the Reds. So Reds have just been scoring a ton of runs. Their pitching and their bullpen really hasn't been anything to write home about. In the last 3 starts, Williamson, when he pitches, the Reds are 3-0, but he's got a 6.89 ERA. Cole Irvin, he's 2-1, or the Orioles are 2-1 when he takes the rosin bag, but he's got a 6.75 ERA. So no bargain there. Really don't have a lean one way or the other on this one. I would say if I had to bet the game, I would probably lean Reds. But when we've seen this a ton, when teams have these, and I made a mistake by not taking the Braves yesterday. When teams have these long winning streaks of 8 games or more, you typically see them lose at least 2 in a row. So I should have jumped on them after we had the win to break the streak. Did not, and it proved to kind of kick me in the teeth there. 9-5-1, the Milwaukee Brewers will face 9-5-2, the New York Mets. Buck Showalter is definitely on the ropes here for his job. Really struggling, a lot going on there. Mets just can't, even when they start scoring runs, the bullpen's a disaster. They can't find pitchers to get outs. But they do have Justin Verlander going today. He'll be opposed by Callin. For the Mets, minus 180, plus 155 on the comeback for the Brewers. Your over-under sits 8.5, juiced minus 118 to the over. Rea is 3-4 with a 4.88 ERA, 1.28 whip. Verlander has not been the Justin Verlander of old. 2-4 with a 4.50 ERA, 1.21 whip. Again, Verlander just hasn't been himself here. The over 7-1 the last 8 meetings. The Brewers have won 4 in a row the last 4 times these teams have hooked up. The Brewers are also 2-5 the last 7 in New York. Brewers offense the Brewers have been brutal on offense. 25th in Major League Baseball. The Mets 13th. The Mets are scoring runs, but 25th ranked defense. Again, between defense, the pitch, really the bullpen has just been god awful. Same thing last year. I remember, even though we had a great baseball season last year, the one thing I kept saying is the Mets and the Phillies had 2 of the worst bullpens in Major League Baseball for sure. And that trend has continued for sure for the Mets this year. Over their last 3 starts, both pitchers 1 and 2. Rea 4.70 ERA, Verlander 5.06 ERA. So again, the Mets taking a lot of heat. Showalter taking a lot of heat yesterday. I wouldn't play the game. You can't lay $1.80 with the Mets right now. If I was going to do anything with the game, though, I would parlay the Mets with somebody else in a money line parlay. Work that juice down. Maybe Seattle later, which you can't lay. Seattle's laying 260 later on. We'll talk about that. But maybe you do something like that. Put a little Seattle Mets parlay together. But as far as straight up, you can't lay that. Even though Verlander hasn't been good, I still don't want to step in front of him. Right? There's still the fear factor of the last 15 years of his career. Same thing with Scherzer. So just going to be a no play. 959, the Minnesota Twins will visit 960, the Atlanta Braves. This will go off at 7:20 Eastern time. Sonny Gray will take the bump for the Twins. And man, Sonny Gray getting plus 175 is just crazy to me. Spencer Strider will take the bump for the Braves, laying the 205. On that one, you're over under 8.5, juiced minus 115 to the under. Gray 4-1 with a 2.56 ERA, 1.30 WHIP, averaging 5 1/3 innings pitched. Strider averaging 5 2/3 innings pitched. He's 8-2 with a 3.93 ERA, 1.15 WHIP there. The Twins, apologize on that. Twins 3-9 the last 12 meetings against the Braves. The over 7-0 in Strider's last 7 home starts. So for whatever reason, a lot of runs been getting across there. Braves 3rd best offense in Major League Baseball, 9th best defense. I think they're the best team in the bigs right now. Twinkies 21st ranked offense, but the number 2 ranked defense. Their pitching and bullpen has been really, really good. Over the last 3 starts, Gray 2-1 are the Twins when he pitches with a 1.57 WHIP, 3.86 ERA. Spencer Strider, who came out red hot, but I don't think people realize this. He's really kind of cooled off. 3-0 are the Braves when he pitches, but he's got an 8.40 ERA. So the Braves have just been scoring a ton of runs also. I'm not laying 205. If I had to play the game, I think you got to take Gray in the big plus money there. I think that's really and truly the only way to go if you're going to play that game. Game number 4 on the docket, 9:53. The Detroit Tigers will visit 9:54 the Texas Rangers, 8:05 Eastern time. Rangers minus $2, plus 168 on the comeback for the Tigers. Your over-under set at 9, juiced minus 115 to the under. 2 southpaws here. Matthew Boyd, for the Detroit Tigers will get the call. Andrew Heaney will get the call for the Rangers. Boyd 5-5 with a 5.37 ERA. Heaney 5-4 with a 3.98 ERA. Tigers 0-7 in their last 7 games versus the left-handed starter. So they've really struggled with the southpaws. The under 2-0-2 in the Rangers' last 4 overall. The over 6-2 the last 8 meetings, and the over is 35-16-7 in the last 58 times these teams have locked horns in the state of Texas. This year they played a 3-game set earlier in the year. Texas took 2 out of 3. The last one the Tigers took 3-2. Tigers 29th ranked offense in Major League Baseball. The Rangers still hold that number 1 offense, number 5 defense. Like I said, both stats and the eyeball test tells me if I had to pick a World Series today, I'd pick Braves Rangers. But I got a sneaky feeling with this Orioles team. I don't know what it is. I have no rhyme or reason for it. It's not being a homer. I'm not an Orioles fan. But I just feel the Orioles, they got something. I think they need another pitcher. I think that's the biggest thing with the Orioles. They need to find themselves another pitcher there to get them through. Both pitchers 2-1 are their teams when they throw. Boyd 5.82 ERA, Heaney a 3.77 ERA in their last 3 meetings here. So I really look for, I think definitely the upper hand here will go to the Texas Rangers in the matchup. What I will say about that though is when you dive into it is the Rangers, yesterday they really struggled there. They blew the lead against the New York Yankees that finally found a way to win a game. God only knows how they did it, because without Aaron Judge, now that he's got that toe, that really puts the Yankees in a really bad spot. But Boyd, he's won his last 2 starts that he's had, but against the Rangers, Boyd has lost 5 in a row. Okay, he's lost 5 in a row, and he's lost 7 out of 8 starts against Texas. Flip it to the other side with Heaney, whether he's been with the Rangers or he's been with the Angels. Against the Tigers, he's won 6 of his last 7. So, again, like we talked about earlier, maybe there's a parlay there. Maybe you want to take Rangers-Mets. Maybe you want to do Rangers-Mariners. Maybe you take Mariners-Rangers-Mets. I know they're 3 favorites. It's a lot of chalk. Maybe you round robin them. But I can't make a case here for the dog with the Tigers. Again, right now, my leans, I wouldn't lay $2 straight, and I wouldn't lay $1.80 straight with the Mets. But I could see them in a parlay. And then my lean would probably be the dogs on the road, the Reds and the Twinkies. Next game on our slate, 9.55, the Chicago White Sox will visit 9.56, the LA Angels. Angels minus 135, comeback plus 116 for the White Sox. Your over-under is 8.5, minus 110 both ways. Dylan Cease, who's been really, really good as of late, will get the call for the White Sox. Southpaw Reed Detmers will get the call for the Angels. Again, the Angels exploded Saturday for 25 runs. Wheel back to Sunday, they lose 4-3, even though they had chances, and they really had a chance in that last inning, but just couldn't get it done. Cease 3-3 with a 4.22 ERA, 1.32 WHIP. Detmers 1-5 with a 4.02 ERA, 1.36 WHIP. Like I said, your over/under there is set at 8.5. The under 2-0-2 in the White Sox last 4 road games. The under is 7-0 in the White Sox last 7 games in game 1 of a series. White Sox 6-24 the last 30 meetings in Los Angeles, and 8-21 the last 29 meetings overall. So not very good there at all. Urshela, he's out for the year now for the Angels. White Sox, 24th best offense in Major League Baseball. Angels have the 6th. Angels, 16th best defense. White Sox, 23rd. But here's where it gets interesting. We were talking about the pitchers. In the last 3, both of these guys have been really, really good. When Cease pitches for the White Sox, he's 2-1, 1.15 WHIP, and a 2.60 ERA. Just been incredible. Detmers, when he pitches, check this out. The Angels are 1-2 when he pitches. but he's got a .86 whip and a .96 ERA. I mean, and that's over 6 1/3, a whole nother more inning that he goes compared to Cease. And we know the White Sox bullpen problems, especially with their closer Hendricks now being out. So again, I would have to lean Mariners. A lot of chalk here on a Monday, not liking it. No official plays. I'm just saying your lean would have to be Detmers with those type of stats. Cease, though, when he's thrown, has won 3 of his last 4 against the Angels. He's 2-2 lifetime. Hasn't pitched since 2022. That was on May 2nd. Went 7 innings, 1 hit, no earned run, 11 strikeouts. So Cease has definitely had some bright moments against the Angels. And again, going back to Detmers, his last 10 starts, altogether, he's only won 3 of them. I mean, this guy's got a .96 ERA over his last 3, and he's lost 7 of his last 10 starts. Just incredible. Now, he's never faced the White Sox, but look, when I say he's lost 7 of his last 10, listen to how many runs he's given up in the losses dating back. So this year, no earned runs over 7, 1 earned run over 6 innings, right? 4 runs against Houston. All right. 3 runs against Miami. All right. 2 runs against Cleveland. 3 runs against Texas. 4 runs against Milwaukee. You know, he's given up some runs, but it's not like the guy's gotten like absolutely bombed, right? So I just look at that and I'm like, man, you know, I could make the case for Cease because he has had success, but the White Sox have just been so pitiful against the Angels. And the way Detmer's .96 ERA, I mean, it's really hard over his last 3 starts. It's really, really hard to step in front of that. Last game on the board will be 9-6-1. The Washington Nationals will face 9-6-2, the Seattle Mariners. Trevor Williams, my buddy, will get the ball for the Nats. They're plus 215 on the comeback. Minus 260 are the Mariners with Luis Castillo. Your over-under is set at 8. Juiced minus 118 to the under. Williams 4-4 with a 4.14 ERA, averaging 5 innings pitched. Luis Castillo's averaging 5 2/3 innings pitched. He's 4-6 with a 2.89 ERA, so not as dominant as you would think he would be. The Nationals are 1-4 the last 5 meetings. The under is 5-1 in the last 6. Check this out though. The Nats 6-2 over the last 8 meetings in Seattle. So look, again, if you know, you could put yourself in a position here where, you know, you could do a couple little exotic things with the parlays, have the Mariners in some, and then have the Nats plus a couple runs to come back for you there. So some different things you could do to where maybe you could win both bets. You can play around with that for more you experience, guys. Mariners 17th ranked offense. Washington Nationals got your 22nd ranked offense. Over the last 3 starts, Williams is 2-1 are the Nats when he pitches with a 4.11. Castillo, when he pitches, the Mariners are 0-3 with a 4.32. So not a slam dunk with the Mariners here. I think laying 260 is absolutely ridiculous. Again, you can't play them straight, maybe a parlay, but look, with some of the success here, I would have to lean towards the Nationals. That would, I mean, no rhyme or reason, but look how they just played in San Diego, right? It's not like they're hot garbage. So that would definitely be a lean there, is to lean the way of the Washington Nationals in that one. Look, it's Monday. You got to get your week started off right. Going to be a lot of things hitting you right out the gates. The devil's going to hit you. He's going to try you. Just like, you know, you can have a great day Saturday. We go 4-1. We come back and go 0-1 yesterday. There's ups and downs in all of life. I say that all the time. The biggest thing is, can you keep trucking along? Can you keep focused on what you need to do? Can you get to the end goal? Because there's so many things that get thrown your way. And that's where you really got to be still, let God fight those battles for you. Remember, nothing's ever as bad as you think it is. And what I mean by that is there's somebody that's always got it worse, something that's always worse going on, always more stuff to worry about. Give all that to God. Let him handle that. Have a great Monday. God bless you, my winners, and I love you. Email me at john@bccsports.com if you're interested in a package. We got football coming up. It's going to be a great football season. Again, Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BLEAV for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. Love you, my winners.